I have a late shift at a call center. It's just me and one other guy in the building. He takes a call that sounds like an old person who stayed up late and figured that this would be the time to figure out their new laptop. While he's desperately trying to explain that we just support her internet connection, not her devices, I get that annoying fucking beep in my ear that tells me some asshole's on the line. I give the usual opening line. Thanks for calling. This is Anon. Can I get your name and phone number? He asks, hello? Shit, my mic is muted. Wait, no it isn't. Hello? I ask back, briefly thinking about how odd it is that this is one of the very, very few questions that is appropriately responded to with the exact same question. He asks if this is the company I work for. I say yes, give the line again. Thanks for calling, etc. How can I help you? Now he says that none of his electronics are working, and he thinks it's the internet. I ask him for his house phone. He gives an area code that I don't recognize. Type it in anyways, because who am I to question a customer this early in the call? Nothing. Ask for his name, as he's likely fucked up the number. He gives me his name. I do the slow-ass search by name function. Ask about troubleshooting while it comes up. He says he doesn't know where his modem is because he can't leave his room. I ask him, what does he mean? He says his door won't open, but the one time it did, there was nothing but blackness. I only now am noticing how pronounced the static on the line was. I originally thought it to be a filtering issue with the phones and DSL line, which is a common occurrence, but this static was much more front and center. I finish my search. Nothing. I Google his area code. Texas. We only support shit in Saskatchewan, Canada. He asks if I know why his family is gone. I ask him where he lives. He gives me a town in Texas. I ask him what the date is, claiming it's a security question. He says that it's November 2011. It was actually August 2012. My coworker has finished his call at this point and clocked out as it was a couple of minutes to midnight, which was the end of our shift. He's at my desk, masking a face that said, "Why did you ask what the date was, and why do you look like someone shit in your ear?" I ask the guy on the other line when his internet stopped working. He says he thinks someone unplugged something because someone entered his house, and then the blackness came, and nothing was working. After he says this, the line goes dead. I explain to my coworker what the fuck just happened. He says to write down my ticket number and see if this guy calls back under the same number or what. So I write it down, and the guy's name as well, so I remember what the ticket was about. George Vargas. In the next shift I ask my supervisor to pull up the call, as they are all recorded. She finds it. We listen to it at lunch. The call comes in. There's no caller ID. Everything is just like it happened that night except for one key detail. I'm the only one talking. The other side of the line is dead air. No static or anything. My supervisor is really good-natured and has a good sense of humor and asks if this was a prank. Did I have someone call in from an unlisted number and do this? Only my coworker believes me, really. I Google search George Vargas and get an actor append Texas to the end and find this. Turns out he actually lived in Texas City. And the town name he gave me, Amburn, was the street. I usually have a pretty active imagination, And if it was any other call, I would have attributed it to said imagination, but I could swear I heard other voices in the static. I tell myself it was either the TVs we have set up or the one in the break room, but the TVs in the call area are usually muted for obvious reasons, and the break room TV is never on.